Hello, everyone. Good to see everybody coming in here. Hey, all right, Mama Homestead, number one, girl. You are number one. Yes. And Miss Justice, number two. Much love, prayers, PG. Hey, much love to you guys. God bless. Faith, number three. Hello, PG Mods, all of Summer's Army. Amen. God bless. And Southern Country Gal, Country Girl Ann, number four. Number four. All right. God bless. God bless. How you doing, Robin? Good to see you. Good to see you in here tonight. Let me see who else is coming in here. Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Justice. I appreciate that. God bless. There's Anna. How you doing, Nene? The legendary Peaches. Spread love. All right. Ha. Just and giggles. How you doing, sweetie? Karen. Sad Eyes. Good to see everybody in here. Yeah, Sad Eyes in the house. All right. All right. I had to check something over there real quick. Let me see. Aw, that is so sweet, Sad Eyes. Love my PG. Hey, I love you guys. You know it. Oh, I love Jesus. Good to see you in here, hon. Hello, PG in chat. Good to see y'all. God bless. Good to see you. This is gonna be good. I can feel it in my bones. Yeah, I feel it in my bones too. A lot going on, right? A lot going on out here. No updates. We ain't had no updates on the 3-year-old little girl yet. Um, also, also, if you took note, Sassy Pants or Lisa pretty much has disappeared, right? I ain't seen her nowhere. I ain't seen her nowhere. It seems like Beth Ann's hiding in the bushes too. Lisa and Beth Ann's hiding in the bushes, probably hiding in the same tree. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. Um, I think there was something awful shady about, about what went down. And I think, they kind of corresponded together to try to get away with, some evil doings. Hopefully, I was thinking about it. And it's and it should be suggested. It should be suggested to law enforcement over there in Arkansas, um, where she's at, to Fort Smith, Arkansas. It should be reported over there to law enforcement that they might want to run her social security number once they do get a hold of her. She's got a criminal record, so it wouldn't be hard for them to, get a hold of her social security number, Lisa J's social security number. But they need to run it. They need to run it and find out, who she's banking with. They need to check those banking accounts to see if, there's been some cash out monies going in there from some registered RSOs and so forth and so on, right? Just to make sure she ain't taking in money from, RSOs or anything. And I think the lady staying with her, Miranda, Randy, whatever, I think their social security number needs ran, and I think that their accounts also need to be checked to see if any RSOs are funneling money into their accounts. Um, and that would tell law enforcement pretty much what was going on inside that place if money's been being funneled and in there through cash apps. Um, it should be suggested to them though. I didn't really think about that, until today. And I think if somebody could stand out in the road, flipping a sign, waving signs all day, they could go work a job, right? Put a one in the chat if you agree with me. If you can stand out in the street all day long, flipping a sign around, bagging and asking people who are hardworking people for their money, well, you could be working and making your own. I mean, if you're able to stand up out there the whole effing day in the hot ass sun and flip a sign, then your ass could go and flip a hamburger, right? And make your own money. Yeah, that's obviously ain't too much wrong with you if you can stand up that damn long, right? And run all over hell and back, run up to all those cars to collect that money, right? If you could run down the street, pick up some money from this car and across the road and pick up money from somebody else and run all up and down through there in the hot sun all day, you should be able to work a job. What the hell are you drawing Social Security for anyway? Right? Why are you drawing Social Security if you're healthy enough to do all of this? Just saying. I mean, I think Social Security is for people that, are disabled. Like, can't run up and down the road flipping a sign. Right? That's my take on all of it, to be honest with you. Shouldn't be drawing it. Just saying, if you could work, you need to work. Yeah. Everybody else is going to work, right? Everybody else is going to work. Everybody else is, praying for a payday to come, right? You can't wait. You can't wait. You got bills. You got all kinds of things, and you just can't wait, right? You can't wait till payday comes so you can, get some more food in the house. You can pay up some bills. You get some of that stress off your back. And we all know how it is. We all know how it is, paycheck to paycheck, and how many hours we got to put in, to get that paycheck, how many people we got to put up with to get that paycheck. And, so it's not easy. It's not easy, and why should other people just be handed stuff? And why do they think that you should hand yours to them? Why do they think that, they can flip a sign out there and, people should just hand them up monies? Fuck that. Just saying. They get Social Security. They need to live on it. That's what they choose to get. If they don't choose to work a 9-to-5 job, freaking 5-6 days a week, work overtime. If they're not willing to do all of this, work holidays and everything else to make this payday to payday money. If they choose to want to live month to month, right, on Social Security, then they should be able to live off that Social Security. Don't be out there flipping a sign asking all the working people to give you a freaking handout, because that's what it is. It's a handout, not a hand up. And they're thankful. They're thankful that you pull up and give them food. They're glad you pull up and give them food, because when you're giving them food, that leaves their money free. To what? To buy what the reason they're out there to begin with. Their addiction. You're freeing up their money, their food money. You're freeing it up so they can, so they can drink more alcohol. They can do more illegal substances. You're not helping these people, you're hurting them. You hurt them. The Bible says don't put a bottle to your brother's mouth. That's what it says. Don't help people, that are addicted to stuff. Don't help them get more addicted. Right? I mean, you're really not helping these people. Even if you pull up and hand them a sack of food, you're not helping them. You're hurting them. Because, see, if you didn't give them that food, then they would have had to take, that would have been less alcohol or less, illegal drugs in their bodies. That would, you'd have been helping them because that would have been less other stuff they would have been able to, put into their bodies. Because they would have had to buy their own damn food. And you get hungry enough, you're going to buy food. The problem with America is people don't think logical anymore. People don't think, we're so busy. We're so busy with our families, right? We're busy with our families. We're busy from the time we get up till we go back to bed. We're busy. We're busy working. We're busy cleaning. We're busy taking care of our kids. We're busy visiting up aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters. And if you're lucky enough to have your parents, we're busy every day. Busy, 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 busy. And we don't really have time to stop and think past the end of our nose, right? We always got something going on. And so we're not thinking past the end of our nose. And, we see these people out there doing all this stuff. And, you're just like, oh, you want to help them, right? You want to help them. So you open your pocketbook up or you look in your change box or whatever you can to give whatever you can. But you're not thinking. You're not thinking of the damage that you're doing to this person. You didn't think that, hey, I just helped this person not get no food, but to get, possibly get enough stuff to unlive them. To unlive them. I mean, how would you like, to find out that this person you handed $5-10 to, well, it was that $5 or $10 extra that they, that they bought something that took them out of the world. How would you like to find that out? How would you like to get it, the gates of heaven and the Lord say, tell you, oh, you thought you was helping this person, but really it was your $20 that ended them, right? You didn't help them at all. You should have thought about that. You should have thought about that before you went handing them that money. You should have thought that they need to buy their own food. They need to take care of their own self. That you're not helping them, you're hurting them. You just, even if you hand them food, you're leaving them open to buy more stuff that's hurting them. And, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. If you want to help them, if you really want to help them, don't give them nothing. If you really want to help them, let them make it on their own, right? Let them make it on their own. They're grown-ass adults. They ain't little children. They're not, the Bible says to help the fatherless, which are children. The Bible says to help the widower. That means an old lady that don't have, that has no husband anymore, or an old man that don't have a wife anymore, to help them. You help, you help children and old people, because old people, are on Social Security. Old people need their medicines. They need food. They need these things. They're not, those people you need to help. That's what the Bible tells you to help. It doesn't tell you to help some person out there that's healthy enough to work a job slinging a sign around, because they'd rather stay high than work a job. It don't say to help these people. I wouldn't help them at all. I used to. I used to all the time, right? Actually, I used to up to about a week ago. About a week ago. And I thought to myself, I don't think I'm helping you. I don't think I'm helping you. Nobody can help you. You need to help yourself, right? Dude, you look healthier than me, right? Your ass be running a marathon out here in a hot ass freaking sun, right? You're like a mother freaking mailman. Rain, sleet, snow, or ice. You're out there flying up and down. You're healthier than the people giving you the money, dude. Go work a job, right? Get a job. I know that's a dirty word, but your ass needs to get one. Get that shit. Yeah, PG ain't helping like that no more. I ain't helping like that no more. I want to help somebody. I'll go to the school. I'll go to the school and I'll put money in for a Christmas fund. I'll put money in for a Christmas fund to help some child that the teachers know needs stuff but doesn't got it. That's what I'll do. I'll go to help some child. I'll go to a pharmacy and say, hey, if somebody comes in here, don't have enough for their medicine, an old person, they say, oh, take it back. I can't afford this one right now. Well, you tell them, yes, they can. Take this money out of the envelope and pay for it. That's what I'll do. I'm not giving to these freaking sign flyers no more. I'm just not going to do it because they're out there. The reason they're flying signs is because they're on Social Security, and that's extra money for them. That's extra money. They don't want to work a job because they're already getting money. They're fucking scammers. They're scammers. And I ain't giving no money to that no more. It's bullshit. But anyway, and thank Lisa J for that. Thank Lisa J for that. All those people out there flying signs, thank her for that. Because, she really has opened my eyes up to the evilness of these people out there doing this type of thing. She has. She's opened my eyes up to a lot of evilness. Just saying. Absolutely. Absolutely. Help the ones God wants us to help. Help the ones God wants us to help. And money ain't the only way you could help people. Money isn't the only way you can help people. If you have a neighbor that if you got a neighbor that's older and it's hard for them to get their trash can out to the street, or if you have, or if you have, people living close to you that, you see the parents trying their best to do their best, but their kids seem to be, in need of book bags or maybe some shoes or anything. Go out there and help them. Help them. Stop helping the people who really don't need it. They just want it. There's a lot of ways to help people. If you got, you know, if you're gonna trash, anything that's, you know, can be used again, a table, chairs, sofa, you know, a bed. If you're going to trash anything that is still in really good condition, you just don't want it. Well, you know, donate it, or put it out, you know, put it out by your curb with a free sign on it, and let someone else enjoy it. You know, let somebody else enjoy it. What I'm trying to say is, stop making the dealers rich. Stop making, because that's all you're doing. When you're handing these people flying signs your money, you're just making the dealer richer, because these people are already taking all their money to the dealer, and now they're taking yours. Why the hell would you want your money going to a dealer? Right? Why would you want that? Just saying, you guys, just saying. But tonight I came in to talk about Andy. Andy Bernard is now saying he believes Summer is in Morrison Cemetery. Why was this not said 1,353 days ago? Why was it not said then? Right there, he says, I think she's in Morrison Cemetery. I'm not scared. I'm to say it. I'm not scared to say it. I guess not. 4 years later, because you think law enforcement isn't going to pick up on it. You think that law enforcement is this long down the road. You think that, you know, they're not going to pick up on it. But as long as this is an ongoing open investigation and someone reports this, well, they got to pick up on it. They have no choice but to follow this lead now. That's the way it is. They have to do something. They have to look into it, or else people can go over law enforcement's head to hire up people and get it done. People ain't going to stop at Hawkins County or TBI. They're going to go over their heads now and say, Andy Bernard, 4 years later, feeling as safe, maybe telling where this little girl is, and it needs to be looked into. Right? And then the higher ups are going to say, law enforcement, I mean, we got people calling us saying that you ain't looking into this. Why are you not looking into it? It's a lead. It's 4 years down the road, and it's a lead. You need to look into it. So they got to look into it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people going to be calling into TBI and Hawkins County saying, you got to look into it, because it's right there under the guy's name, the real Andy B. The guy that lived across the road from Summer Wells is now saying, when he thinks it's safe, is now telling where this child possibly is. And it has to be looked into. He thinks it's safe to say it now, 4 years down the road, that it won't be took serious. Well, you need to take it serious, because this little girl needs to be found. Right? And this is an ongoing and open investigation case, right? It is still on, as you said, TBI. It's not cold. It's still ongoing. Well, as long as the case is ongoing, and any tips that come in have to be looked into. So you have to go out there and you have to look into this. If it means exhuming somebody and looking underneath their vault, well, you got to do it. You have to do it. This is, this is protocol. There's a possibility of this child being there. You got to look at it. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. I know I'm going to be letting them know about it. Who else is going to let them know about it? Put a one in the chat if you're going to be letting them know about this. Summer's got a big army out here. She's got a huge army. And I think her army cares enough to start inquiring about why this isn't being looked into. Right, Robin? Absolutely, Peaches. Yeah, exactly, Australia. Those phone calls will start getting made. Those phone calls will start getting made. And law enforcement's they've got to look into it. Just the way it is. Oh yeah, they got a lot more information than you think. They got a lot more information than you think. And I'm going to tell you, like the 3-year-old, law enforcement's taking this 3-year-old very serious now. They're taking it very serious. Why? Because a lot of people made those phone calls for that 3-year-old. You had a lot of phone calls going in inquiring about this little 3-year-old. And there's going to be a lot of phone calls going in wanting updated on this little 3-year-old. Over the next few days, there's going to be all the people who was calling in about the 3-year-old, they're going to be calling back saying, hey, did you diligently do what needs to be done for this child? I just want to be updated. I'm worried about this 3-year-old. I'm very concerned. What she found? What have you guys done? We're definitely going to continue to make sure this baby is okay and got the help she needed, right? We're going to continue to do that. Absolutely. And we're going to do the same for Summer. We're going to do the same for Sebastian. We're going to do the same for Michael Vaughn. We're going to do the same for all of these kids. If we have any information, we want it followed up on. These children need to be found. They need to be brought home, and they need justice served against the evil beings evil enough to do such a thing. Now, Andy sits around and he talks about how, he has these visions and all these things. And he talks about, where he believes Summer is. Why doesn't he ever talk about who he thinks put her there? Why doesn't he ever talk about who he believes put her in Morrison Cemetery, right? Why does he talk about that? Is that the part he's afraid of? Is that the part that he's scared of? I think it is. I think you're a coward, Andy Bernard. I think you're a coward. I really do. I think you have a yellow streak down your back. I'm just going to say it because that's my opinion. I believe you are afraid to say who you believe. I mean, if you believe she's over there, then you must believe you know who did it. How come you're not talking about that? I think that's the part you're scared of, to be honest with you. I think you're afraid. I think you're afraid of Don Wells. I think you're afraid of Fred Hill. I think you're afraid of these people. I think you might even be afraid of yourself, right? That's what PG thinks. I think you're afraid to talk about who you believe put her there. Just saying. I know I wouldn't be afraid. I wouldn't be afraid to talk about who I thought put her there. If I believe she was there, I'd say exactly who the hell I think put her there. I'd have no problem with that. A 5-year-old little girl needing to be found? Somebody evil enough to do such a thing to her? Oh, you bet your ass I'd be stepping up. Especially if I was a big-ass grown man. I'm not even a big-ass grown man. Right? I'm not even a bouncer at some nightclub years ago. I'm just a little ass woman. But I stepped the hell up. I stepped the hell up and I don't give a damn. I wouldn't be afraid. I'll be like, hey, I think it's so and so. What you gonna do? I'm not 5 years old, bitch. Right? Bring it. I'm not 5. You gotta be pretty disgusting to hurt a 5-year-old. I would think that somebody as big as Andy would want somebody that would hurt a 5-year-old to come looking for him. I think it would upset him that someone would do such a horrible thing to a 5-year-old, right? He's a grown ass man. Most grown ass men would be calling these people out, hoping they could bring it. You could hurt a 5-year-old little girl, an innocent little child. I'm going to tell you, if people like that came at you, I'm sure God would be with you. Jesus will hold your coat, right? Why are you afraid? What you afraid of? Ain't nothing to be afraid of when you're calling out the truth. Just saying. But you know, he's been saying a lot of things. Right here. I think she's in Morrison Cemetery. I'm not scared to say it. No, you're just scared to say who you think it was put her there. I think they know how to make people vanish. Well, I think they know how to make people. Who are they? Who are they, Andy? Who are they? Or to get away with it, you know, slide through. Who are they? Who do you think's getting away with it? Why, you know, enlighten us, man. Quit being scared. No, it ain't tolerated. I've seen it, but it's been a minute. I've seen what? Lisa, LOL. Yeah, my belly got big. I guess somebody, you know, reminded him of how big his belly is. That wasn't nice, right? That wasn't nice. I don't think. Oh, hold on. Lost her place there. We're back to the big belly, right? We're back to the big belly right here, folks. Been eating too much. Been eating too good, Lisa. LOL. I don't think Don knew at first, in my opinion. Oh, I think Don knew. I think you knew, Andy, to be honest with you. I think you knew too. Lisa's mom's was bright blue. He said Lisa mom's was bright blue, not navy or dark. The law knows who was there. Got pics of Toyota with ladder racks. How would they have the time? Um, I ain't gonna read everybody's. Just Andy's. He says more graves are dug before the funeral, maybe days before. I told you, if anybody's digging in a cemetery in that area, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it because everybody knows everybody. They don't only know the graves being dug, but most of the time they know who's going in it. How often do uh, most do it within their neighborhood? Um, and if you're done being caught, it puts you at risk. Kokomos do it within their neighborhood. Usually they do. That's where they do it, is in their neighborhood. They always do it in their neighborhood, right? They isolate and take over their neighborhood. Well, I'm not saying it didn't happen. So I have a question. How did Fred see all the kids in the birthday suit when they're different ages? He says differences on different ages. To me, it don't fall. Whoa, I got to try to go back. To me, it didn't fall on anyone in Holler, but he parents. I think he meant the parents. To me, it didn't fall on anyone in Holler, but the parents. I think he's basically saying that what happened to Summer, um, what happened to Summer, no one suspects but Dawn and Candace. Grandis. I think he's saying, what happened to her had all to do with the people on the hill. That's, you know, what I think he's trying to say. Beach Creek was never a place I thought was dangerous for kids to be got. Um, well, really, there wasn't ever any children in places like that taken. I mean, you look at, people had kids up in there for like hundreds of years. No kids ever got gone but Summer. No kids ever got gone out of that holler but Summer. Um, that is something to think about. And Dobbs had a blue blazer. Fred, at some point, had a blue or green Explorer. That was either Dobbs or they seen Mom's blue Versa. Fred drives a blue van. Now, give me a second here. Fred never owned a van before. On 6 months ago, Fred did not own a van before 6 months ago. There was 3 blue vans and 1 green van on the road on the 15th, June 15th, 2021. 3 blue vans, 1 green van on the road. One of the blue vans was Fred Hill's sister's. One was Lynn Fields. and one had True in the passenger seat, and the green van belonged to Mr. Smith, John Smith. Fred was driving a yellow 2000 Nissan Frontier the day of the 15th. Andy supposedly was at 167 Ben Hill Road on the 15th. And the yellow sedan that was speeding the day of June 15, 2021, law enforcement found that person. Law enforcement checked into that person, and that particular vehicle had nothing to do with Summer Wells' case. It was speeding, but it had nothing to do with Summer Wells' case at all. It was ruled completely out. I know that for a fact because I heard the detectives tell Don Wells it was ruled completely out. But even after they told him, Don Wells tried to use that yellow car to gaslight a bunch of people, and that pissed me off. That made me mad, and I asked him why he did it. I asked him, and he just laughed, and he wouldn't answer. I knew why he did it. I know why he did it, to take the focus off of himself and Candace and them. I knew why he done it. But it's easy. It would be easy to check the funeral home. Someone told me. Very easy to check the funeral home to see who might have been buried around the 15th, whose grave may have been dug around there in Morrison Cemetery or even other cemeteries, um, you know, around there. During that time frame, the Summer came up missing. Absolutely. On the 14th, Don didn't hide in the shed. Um, H went and mowed it, and the boys rode dirt bikes when he did. Don didn't hide in the shed. H went and mowed it, and obviously Hunter was up there mowing the grass, and the boys were riding dirt bikes. It sounds like that was possibly, that must have been a couple weeks before Summer went missing. And now they're looking for a mystery blue truck, thanks to Fred says. They're looking for a mystery blue truck. The JSB's subsequent yellow extra. I don't know. After she lost the soul. What? Oh, wow. Wasn't there a speeding yellow truck somewhere in it too? That wasn't a speeding yellow truck. That was a speeding yellow vehicle, a car. And that speeding yellow car was completely looked into and ruled completely out. And the truck with the ladder racks was ruled out as well. They think it was up there the 14th, not the 15th. He said he's seen them all in basement, no, birthday suit, and then diapers now. I'm not coming to Fred's rescue. I'm not trying to come to Fred's rescue. But if you looked in a window and you seen kids with no, you said, "Hey, I saw all these kids running around with no clothes on." It doesn't mean that they didn't have a diaper. It doesn't mean that they didn't have, something on their bottom. When you say they were running around with no clothes on, it means they had no, they weren't dressed. They had no shirt, no shorts, no shoes, no socks. You know what I'm saying? You're not talking about in a birthday suit. You mean you're saying, I seen them in there running around. They wasn't dressed. It means they had no, or you say that, they didn't have no clothes on. You don't mean in a birthday suit. No clothes on could mean, could mean no clothes, like no shirt, no shorts, no, even though they're wearing a diaper, you're saying, how people talk. People talk differently, you know. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I just know how folks are. You know, you got some folks, be like, that kid didn't have no clothes on. And, yes, it had a diaper or it had, some underpants on. But this person screaming has because it ain't fully dressed. It doesn't mean in his birthday suit. I don't think I know love before. Oh, he doesn't think he knew love before he married this woman. He doesn't think he knew what love was before he married this woman he's with now. Oh, how sweet is that? How sweet is that? Fucking not. You stay with somebody almost your whole damn life, have 2 kids by them, right? You have 2 kids and you just didn't know love. Man, what the hell was you doing? What the hell was you doing? You don't keep somebody around for 20 fucking years, right? Have 2 kids by them, and it wasn't love. Oh, now you know love. What the fuck? That's weird. That's weird. I'm not talking about the child's love. I'm not talking about the child's love. Damn, I was hoping not. Wow, what the fuck does that mean? I love my kids. I love my stepkids. What? That's weird. What did he mean by a child's love? What the hell was he talking about a child's love? That's creepy weird. I mean, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking, him and Jody sued and he gets with this, gets with this woman, he puts a ring on and oh my gosh, what the fuck is he talking about? A child's love. That's weird. That's weird, Andy. That's fucking weird. You need to explain that one. You need to explain that. What the hell you be talking about a child's love? That's creepy ass weird. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Yeah, that set me back a minute. Yeah, ain't that freaking weird, KT? Absolutely. That's just freaking strange right there. Yeah. Would what the hell would prompt you to say something like that? What the hell would prompt you to say something like that? I don't even know. PG, I remember that in chat, and it didn't come off creepy when it was said in chat. Well, it. Wow. It probably didn't come off creepy because nobody stopped long enough to think about it. You got to stop long enough to think about some fucking comment like that. What the hell does that mean? Somebody tell me what the hell it means? I mean, if you guys find that creepy as hell, that comment creepy as hell, put a 1 in the chat because I find that comment creepy. I find that comment kind of weird. Seeing that we're messing with seeing that we're true crime, we're messing with a, 5-year-old little girl's missing case here. We're dealing with a 5-year-old child's missing case. And there's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk about some, sinister things going on with this child before and during the time she disappeared. Right? I mean, we have people saying, oh, she's being sedated to be touched and all of these things. And then this guy comes off with a creepy comment about the love with the child. What the fuck? Considering what we're doing out here, I find that to be a very weird and creepy ass comment. Just saying. Just saying. I mean, I find a lot of Fred's statements really, because Fred just lies. He lies a lot. I mean, I know he's an obsessive compulsive liar. Okay. But I ain't never heard him say anything that fucking creepy. Now that's really fucking creepy right there, folks. I don't care. What you talking about a child's love? That, whoa. I don't even know what would prompt something like that. Just saying. Andy's kind of getting weird. Andy is kind of, he's kind of getting weird. Saying a lot of weird things here lately, too. Like, he's saying some weird stuff. I don't know. But, Jody Sue don't do much better, right? Jody Sue doesn't do much better.
Stephanie, I have no idea what you were talking about. A blue minivan. I have no idea.
Person doesn't remember that they saw.
I thought it was a 4-wheel drive, like Ford Escape or a Bronco or
It
something.
looked like a blue minivan to me, but I don't know.
Small blue minivan?
That's what it looked like to me.
We knew we would get to a point where it was going to be hard emotionally.
Now, this is what I find really weird. This is the one I find to be really, really weird right here. Listen to Don and Candace.
Stephanie, I have no idea what you were talking about. A blue
That's, Candace saying, I don't know what you're talking about, blue van.
minivan. I have no idea.
I have no idea. She's denying it all, right? I don't know what you're talking about, blue minivan.
Person doesn't remember
And here she is on Dr. Phil's talking about blue minivan.
that they saw.
I thought it was a 4-wheel drive, like Ford Escape or a Bronco.
Now listen to Dom Wells. This is what I find weird. Because Dom Wells is basically kind of describing a big vehicle like Fred Hill said he saw Andy meeting up with. Put a 1 in the chat if you find this to be true. Dom Wells is talking about a large vehicle like the one Fred Hill's trying to say he saw, like a big vehicle, like Fred's talking about Andy supposedly met up with. So I found that weird. I found that a little strange that Don is kind of talking about a big vehicle and Fred's talking about a big vehicle that Andy Bernard's supposed to be meeting up with up in that holler that day. But Candace is bringing it down, bringing it down to this blue van. And look at Don's face. Look at Don's face.
Bronco or
It looked
something.
like a blue minivan to me, but I don't know.
Small blue minivan.
That's what it looked like to me.
We knew we would get to a point where it was going to be hard.
Look at Don's face. Don's shocked. He's like in fucking shock. Did you see his face? It's almost like a big vehicle was supposed to be part of somebody's plan. The big vehicle thing seems to be somebody they, planned to be in there. And then Don's like shocked as hell that Candace ain't going along with it. Like, it's almost, look at him. It's like, you dumb bitch. Look at the look on his face, like, you dumb bitch. It's not that you don't know the story, right? You stick with the script, dummy. Right? Look at his damn eyeballs. They look like they're going to pop up out of his head, right? I'm like, what the hell? I don't know, you guys. Something freaking, something weird about this right here. We'll get back to it, though. We'll get back to it.
So yeah, there's pretty much the answer to your question, Brett. I give a fuck less about you or Monster.
And since this is your script, what do you think about Andy stating tonight that Summer was in Morrison Cemetery? What are your thoughts? This is Fred talking to, Jody Sue in chat. Jody Sue just happens to, come off like she always does, all ugly, nasty, and, armed up with herself, right? Always armed up with herself. I mean, she got that big fucking wall up there, right? Why? Why? If you had nothing to do with this case, you're an innocent human being in all of this, why are you all guarded and shit, Jody Sue? Why are you all guarded like that? I don't know.
So yeah, there's pretty much the answer to your question, Brett. I give a fuck less about you or Monster.
I think they even give a fuck less more about you, Jody Sue. You didn't leave Andy. He left your ass. Talk about somebody giving a fuck less. His ass didn't only leave, but he stuck a ring on something else to make sure he doesn't come back to you. Right? He locked that shit down.
I'm gonna guarantee there's a whole lot more dead bodies in your break room.
Whoa, did you hear that? You hear what she said to Fred? He says, I bet there's a whole lot more online bodies in your way, bro. Take a listen.
Fuck less about you or Monster. I'm gonna guarantee there's a whole lot more dead bodies in your break room.
Whoa. What is she referring to? I mean, I only know one, and that would be Cotton, right? Cotton Simpson, because the other guy that Fred, kind of give the bang bang to, well, he didn't pass away. He is still alive, right? He was still alive. So Fred didn't unlive him. The only other one I know that he possibly could have, unlived, and he was being, put on a lie detector's test to see if he was doing, unliving, was Cotton Simpson, which he pretty much found the lie detector's test, meaning it's still a possibility that, he was the reason for Cotton not being here or whatever. But, that's only one. That ain't a whole lot. I mean, that ain't a whole lot. That ain't like, she's talking like 3, 4, 5, she's not talking about one. So who's the rest? Who's the rest in his path like that? I wonder.
And
yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, Raven Rose? Absolutely. She cares so much she can't even say his name. All right. Say my name, say my name.
agree, Like, he wasn't purposely fucking in or around Summer shit. The way in which you, Laura, Candace, and Dawn were from the time she vanished. He's just out here trying to cleanse his monster, abusing fucking woman and child shit. That's it. He was getting paid for it. And continuing to abuse. And then he got caught up with the team just like you did, and then he had lies to cover for them himself, of course, tamper with me. It's about as simple as that, right? And you, however, you got different flavor. That's on you, pal. I watched it in real time on Ben Hill Road.
Did she just say he has a different flavor? Did she just say he has a different flavor? That's some funny shit. She seems to know all the flavors, right? Flavor Flav.
Heard it. Heard your creeping footsteps, bitch. So did others. Heard you, Fred. Seen you, Fred. Why is it you always want to bring up how you were recording Andy and I? But yet you were always supposedly making your way to Dawn for those Brodog meetings while he played Rambo online. You played, hey buddy, and then you always made sure to say one exact thing to me each time y'all had those little meetings, remember? Rather odd, that.
Oh, they were having little meetings? They were having little meetings, you guys. Did you hear? She admitted to it. She's like, when we was having our little meetings. Well, that kind of lets us know, if they're having little meetings, then they're a group, right? If they're having little meetings, then they're a group. And if they're a group, they're all involved in some shit. Whoa. Jody Sue's got a big mouth. You can learn a lot from her.
Rather odd. But why does he always leave that out? You'd think it'd be pretty important that you recorded Candace and Dawn too, right? Ain't that something? But you and Ziggy only want to be like recorded Jody Sue and Andy. Here's what I'll tell you. I know that Andy and I have nothing to fear about what's on your fucking stupid recordings. Because we didn't do shit.
Well, you must be in fear of something or you wouldn't be bringing up his stupid recordings, right? Those stupid recordings on your mind, that's why you're talking about them. And if they're on your mind and you're talking about them, then obviously you've got some kind of fear going on because, or it wouldn't be on your mind. I mean, if you really don't give a damn, you would be talking about it, right? People only talk about what they give a shit about, right? That's the truth.
He went on the road on the 15th. And the kids and I are just witnesses on it. It's just how it is, man.
Jody Sue, you ain't a witness. You a fucking liar. You went and made up a scream that Candace Wells asked your ass to move and an hour later because your hour sooner wasn't working with the fucking timeline. And nobody's going to be asking you to move something if it truly happened. Shut the hell up.
You feel fear, that's up to you. It's still just as simple as you going and being like, man, TBI, FBI, cartoons, whatever. I was just afraid of this. So I did all this. To right the wrongs, Fred. To help narrow it down for the truth and answers. If you really want justice for Summer, it's a coward.
What the fuck was that? Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I don't even know. She's like, she like calls him a coward and then sounds like she's lapping up some fucking water and ice, right? I don't know. Think she's swallowing it now. Oh, damn. Why do we got
Also,
to
your placement with this group of shit around us, I would suggest you have pull out.
She suggests he would pull out. What exactly are we talking about here? You want Fred to pull out? I don't. Oh, shit, I'm going to leave this one alone.
You hear me? And you stop your fucking TE games. Come there, you go to court and leave everybody else the fuck alone while you're here.
Yeah, right, Sad Eyes.
Cause I ain't playing no TE games. Not a one.
You know, wasn't it Don Wells creeping up around her place? Not Fred. I think it was, she first said it was Don Wells that was creeping all around her place. Now it's Fred. I'm not sure. It makes me wonder. I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was now. Oh, shit.
Not fucking one.
Jody Sue, I don't think you're intimidating Fred. I don't think you're even making, I don't even think you're making his little finger shake, to be honest with you. I don't think it's even his little finger is shaking, to be honest. I don't think Fred is scared of you. Right? Yeah, your ass is not meaner than Fred Hill. You know it, and you fucking know it. You talk big while he's up in Indiana, but his ass come back down to Tennessee. Oh, you won't be talking that shit. Hell no.
Anyway, but yeah, ask yourselves why they suddenly had a make and model a couple days ago. But since they're in the end really sick, you know, and when Pruitt asked them for more, all they could do is be like, Andy. Quit helping McDonough and crew and those like PG and Squall and everybody else who were already pegging all the y'all with Kansas and all. Quit helping them build this goddamn script.
Oh, damn, what the fuck? She say something about PG too? She had to say, what the fuck you saying? What you saying about me?
But since they're in the end really sick, you know, and when Pruitt asked them for more, all they could do is be like, Andy. Quit helping McDonough and crew and those like PG and Squall and everybody else who were already pegging all the y'all with Kansas and all. Quit helping them build this goddamn script. Dumbass.
Damn, she well, at least she, talked about Chris and a few others before she mentioned PG too, right? I don't even know what the fuck she meant by that, right? She needs to be more self-explanatory. And then you can't hardly hear her. She mumbles like boom 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 boom. And like, what the fuck she even saying?
Hey Fred, you know, it would have behooved you better had you not rode that cunt out of Ben Hill and
Whoa! You hear what she called Ziggy? You hear what she called Ziggy? She said you rode that. Whoa! That was bad word. That was a bad word. You better watch your mouth, Jody Sue. You better watch your mouth. You better, girl. You gotta watch your mouth. That's a dirty word. God be listening.
played with any of
Whoa.
these tragedy pimps, and you waited over time, and you told the truth, did all the things, right? And you stuck with the ride or dies. And in your own community, and you waited, and then you sued the entire living fuck shit.
Whoa, did you hear that? Oh, they called themselves the Ride or Dies, right? The Ride or Dies up in Ben Hill. We stick together, hell or high water, right? Sounds like they had some dirty shit going on up in there, right? Cause they ain't no reason. There ain't no reason to be no ride and fucking dies if you're doing righteousness, right? There ain't no reason. If you ain't doing some dirty shit, there ain't no reason for you to be sticking together like that. Oh, hell no. And did you hear her say they was meeting up, having their little meetings? Mm-hmm.
Shit out of them all the way back to McDonough and beyond for the script they wrote around. And that's if you weren't, fucking around. But
Fred, how dare you? How dare you not to stick with the people up in Ben Hill Road? Right? How dare you? What the hell you be thinking, riding that, that dirty word out of that holler right there? Because you needed to be up in there, sticking to the group and not be saying stuff like you be saying. Right? You guys were a pack. You were a pack. Pack of fucking animals up in there, right?
it's so late for that now, ain't it, buddy?
Oh, is that right, buddy? Ain't that right, buddy? Ain't that right? Well, she couldn't get those threats across to you, Fred. Now she's trying to guilt you a little bit. Now, ain't that right, buddy? Yeah, she don't like Fred talking. She don't like Fred talking. You notice she mentioned that he rode out of there. You know what the funny damn thing is? Ziggy actually looks like she could have. Ziggy actually looked like she could have carried him on her back, right? She looked like she's big enough to be rode. Oh shit! When they got married, she carried him over the threshold instead of him carrying her. Oh shit! Oh god! I got this picture. I got this picture in my head now. Fred jumped on Ziggy's back, riding it out of there, and I can't get it out of my head. This is fucked up, right? This is so fucked up. Oh damn! I wish I would never pictured that image. Oh shit. Oh my god. It might take a while to get it out. It might take a while to get it out of my head now. If I ever do. Oh shit. Oh God, have mercy. Oh damn. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Because Fred's all skinny and everything, and Ziggy's all big. Jody Sue said, "You rode that girl out of here," and she said the C word. Come up here and rode that out of here. That's The funniest damn thing I think I've heard today. Oh shit. Oh God, have mercy. Oh Lord. It's gonna take me a while. It's gonna take me a while to get over that one. I gotta try to get back to a serious note. Ain't gonna be easy to do, you guys. Moo. Right? Yeah. Save a horse and ride it. Save a horse and ride it, Ziggy. According to Jody Sue, it's save a horse and ride a C word. Oh, shit. She sounds madder at Ziggy than she does the chick that took her old man. Right. Maybe she was looking forward to having Fred after Randy. I don't know. Maybe she thought she could pick up with old Fred. This is funny stuff. Oh shit. These guys, man. This is absolutely some funny stuff. Yeah, I think I might be. Our bucket list has holes. I don't mean to. I might be. God have mercy on my soul. Right? That's insane. I gotta say, man, if nothing else, this group of people, they make you laugh. Straight up. You have to ask yourself, where the hell does these people come from, right? Where do they come from? My God, I ain't ever seen nothing like it. Oh shit. Yeah, talk about some dumbasses. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, listen, I gotta get serious. Again. You got this group of people. You got this group of people from way back, that's been into this trafficking children. We know that in Arkansas. We know from what Mary says up in Utah, Don Wells was trying to sell his children. We know from Arkansas, Don and Pam was bringing homeless women with kids around, and and we know that law enforcement came in with Child Protective Services, arrested and took a bunch of people off the Wells property, out of a garage, out of the house, out of the garage, probably out of the fucking yard, out of probably a lot of places. They took a bunch of kids out of there that had been essayed, right? Little children fell victim to these people. We know that in Arkansas this was going on. We know in Utah this shit was going on. And we suspect it was going on in Tennessee as well, right? We suspect it was going on there as well. That's probably why this group of people's meeting up. Like Jody Sue said, we were meeting up. When you come around, we was meeting our little group. She was telling. She's saying, Fred, you're a part of us. You're a part of us, man. Why are you trying to turncoat now? That's what she's saying, right? Put a one in the chat if you agree. That's what she's saying. You were a part of us. What the hell are you trying to turn on us now? You dumbass, you need to be ride or die, right? You need to stick with the program, you dumbass. You're part of all of this. That's what I'm getting out of it. Just saying. and getting a laugh out of her too. But that's just extra benefit right there. But that's what I feel. I feel she's saying, right? That we're all in this together, bitch. That's what she's telling him. We're all in it together. You know what's happening. Why are you turncoating? Basically what she's telling. I'm gonna tell you, the only people paying the price for this evilness that they're doing. Hey, Seeking Truth, I appreciate that, girl. I got a super sticker. All right. God bless. God bless. I appreciate you helping Summer's channel. Oh, and somebody else. There it is. Hey, Australia. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Oh, another super sticker. All right. I appreciate it, you guys. God bless. God bless. Appreciate you helping Summer's channel out. Very much needed. God bless. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And the only person that's, paying the price for what these evil people are doing, when they're grouping up in their little groups, right? When they're grouping up in their little groups, the only people that's paying for this is these babies, right? I think they're about the whole lot to come out that's going to be brand new in Summer's case. I already heard that they're going back. Law enforcement's backtracking now, and law enforcement is actually starting to re-question. They're re-questioning all of these witnesses and these people now. I don't know what they got, what they think they got, but they're going back. They're going back now. I don't know. It might be because of Sebastian's case. They might think it's easier to solve Summers than Sebastian's, and they've got to solve something in Tennessee. So that might be why they're going back too. I don't know. But I know, I heard that they're going back now. So we'll wait and see. Hey, Giggles, I appreciate that. God bless. Check email, hon. Will do. All right, Australia. I appreciate that. Another super sticker. All right. I appreciate the support for Summer's channel. Absolutely. God bless. But yeah, the only people that this is hurting is it's not none of these adults meeting up and giving and taking and all this evilness. It ain't hurting none of them. They're all still here. We heard Andy say how wonderful it is to wake up in the morning, smell the roses, feel the sunshine. Well, you know what? Little Summer ain't waking up. She ain't waking up smelling the roses and the sunshine, is she? No, little Summer's missing. Little Summer needs to be found. But Andy is. He's waking up enjoying the hell out of it. Thanking God for it. Wonder why. Is it because he knows a 5-year-old child is no longer here? And how precious life really is after all of this? Could that be why he enjoys his waking up now? I don't know. But the only one that paid the price for all of this evilness that people like this right here do is that little baby you see in the middle. The little baby in the middle right there. Little children, that's who's paying the price for these sick bastards. Right there, Lisa. You need to contact your police department. Right there, 3-year-old little girl. 3-year-old little girl. We just went through this 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. We just went through this with the 3-year-old baby. Because of these sick fucking human beings in this world. Sick human beings. And I truly believe that's why this baby right here is missing. I believe that's why this baby's missing. We heard about the 3-year-old. We heard about the yellow discharge. We heard about the evil stuff going on in the bathroom, in the bed. We heard about these evil stuff. And Summer was looking real sick. She was looking real sick. She went from looking like this right here to this right here. To this right here. Look how beautiful this baby is. Look how beautiful. To looking like that right there. To looking like this right here. And her parents sat right on the fucking news. Her parents, her 2 parents sat right on the news and lied their fucking asses off. Oh, she wanted her hair cut like her brothers. We shaved their head. She wanted her head shaved. Do you see any shaved heads here, folks? Do you see any shaved heads here besides Summer? Because I don't. I don't see no shaved heads but Summer. That's the only one I see is this little girl. Is this beautiful, beautiful child. That's the only head I see shaved. I'm going to tell you something about lice. When somebody gets lice, the whole fucking house gets it. The whole damn house gets it. Everybody in a damn house has to be treated. The clothes have to be treated. The bedding has to be treated. The mother freaking whole entire damn house needs to be treated. All the bathrooms. All the hairbrushes. All the combs. Right? I think everyone in this world knows how horrible life can be. Anybody that has children going to school knows how horrible life can be. Hug your little friend. You hug your little friend after school and lice bug jumps on your head. Next thing you know, they're everywhere. We all know that all of these kids' heads would have been shaved. They would have all been shaved if it would have been lice. It ain't no damn lice. It was not lice. Lice is contagious as hell. Nobody can tell me about lice because I had a couple of freaking family members that every time they went and stayed with some little friends of theirs, they would come back. They would come back with freaking lice all over them. They come back and need their heads treated every fucking time. That shit was nasty. That shit was nasty. So nobody can tell me about lice. Because that shit hops on people. I mean, I don't know how far it can jump, but it must be able to jump pretty far. Because I'm going to tell you, and I know what it's like to treat these kids' heads because who was selected to do it? In my family. Oh, that's right, PG. Why? I don't know. You know, at the time, I didn't even have any kids. I didn't even have any kids. Why am I doing other people? I mean, like, ain't I going to be doing this in the future? Why am I doing it now? You know, one day when I have my own kids, I should be doing this. What the hell am I doing it now for? But I got selected. Why? Because the parents' heads needed to be done too, right? The parents' heads had to be done too. Not just the kids. everybody in the house. Because that's what lice does. That's how fast it gets out of control. That's why you don't let your kids go hang around other kids, right? Your kids got a bed at home. They need to be in it. You need to teach your kids, don't go hugging your little friends. Keep your space, let them keep their space. You don't want no freaking bugs. You don't want somebody's bugs. Don't be hugging, don't be snuggling up, don't get that close to people. Just saying. Yeah, I'm a germophobic. I don't like lice. But I know how contagious it is. It's very contagious. And if you go to a barbershop, they won't even cut your kid's hair. They'll tell you to leave. They're not using their clippers on your kid's lice head. Put a 1 in the chat if you already know that. They ain't gonna cut your kid's hair. No way. Ain't gonna do it. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to show up to get my kid's hair cut and they just cut some kid's head with lice. I don't want that. Hell no. Hell to the no. Ain't happening. But these kids did not have lice. Summer was the only one bald-headed. She wasn't the only one bald-headed, but look at her. Look at her. Summer was sick, you guys. Summer was declining. Something was wrong. Like the 3-year-old little girl that I do not believe was taken to no doctor, that was having stuff coming out. I believe Summer was in the same position, the same damn position, and she was declining. That's my opinion. If that's your opinion, put a 2 in the chat, because that's what it looks like to me. And if that's what it looks like, that's probably what it was, right? That's probably what it was. We got to face facts. We got to face facts. If we want the truth, we got to face the truth, you guys. If we want the truth, we got to face the truth. We can't help nobody. We can't help Summer. We cannot help Summer. We cannot help that 3-year-old. We cannot help anyone until we're willing to face the truth that this type of evil does exist. And that we got to face it, and we got to do something about it. We got to make the law stronger. We've got to report this shit. We've got to start stepping up and helping these children. And the first step is to realize that this evil exists and stop turning a blind eye to it. That's the first step. Now, this right here, take a look at it. Don Wells starts driving a different vehicle. Don Wells starts driving a different vehicle. June the 14th, he changes up his vehicle. He fires his co-worker, right? He fires his co-worker, the very co-worker that seen him packing Summer out about 18 days before, passed out, going somewhere with her. Don Wells was leaving, going somewhere with Summer about 18 days before this. And his co-worker witnessed it. And Don Wells still has not ever told nobody, nor Candace, where they went and took Summer that day. But on the 14th, Don Wells changes up his vehicle so he can have Starlink. He fires his co-worker so he can have somebody to blame it on. And the next day, Candace takes, well, let's not forget about Jackie Dobbs, because they went out looking for Jackie that night. And if they'd have found him, bet it would have been him sitting in jail right now for all of this, right? And Don wouldn't have bothered to mention Dudley. But they couldn't find him. So Dudley had to be the fall guy. So Don still went with Dudley. But the next day they go to the swimming hole, and the next picture we see is Summer on the milk jugs, right? Summer on the milk jugs. They go, and Hunter plainly stated that Summer was against the door the whole time, that he moved the boxes to the back. He said they moved the boxes and everything out of the way so he could get in and sit down behind Grandis, behind the passenger. Summer was behind the driver's seat. He said that she was on a pillow wet against that door. That told us they didn't dress her at the swimming hole. They didn't dry her and dress her after swimming. Summer laid against that door right there, wet, in a bathing suit, all wet, on a pillow, until they got to Allison's house, if you ask me. That's my opinion. Which Allison had cameras that disappeared, just like all the ones on Ben Hill Road. But, after they left Allison's house, there's a video taken, and what's different? Well, what's different is Summer's all dressed. The boxes are put back in the car, milk jugs propped up, and Summer propped up against them. And they're on the way home taking a video of it. So I believe she was redressed at Allison's house. And the boxes were put back, and she was propped up on them to take her ride home. Do I think she was alive? Absolutely not. I think they got home, dropped Grandis off at the trailer. I think the boys came out, got some milk, got the milk and got whatever. I think they did see Summer inside the vehicle. They thought their sister got out, was outside playing. And they went back to what they was doing. And Candace, I believe, left this hill again and went down where Chad Arnold came in and caught her. She went down to Fred's place. That's my opinion. Right there. Hunter plainly told Chris that they moved those boxes so he could get in and sit down. But when the video's taken, the boxes are back. They're back. And milk propped up and Summer propped on it. I don't believe Summer was alive in this picture. I just don't believe it. They put this stuff back, they set it up, and they put this baby on it. That's exactly what they did. I think Summer met her demise at that swimming hole. I think that's why Candace got Hunter twisted tees and, hate him up a little bit because she needed him to do a dirty deed. I truly believe, in my opinion, he did it. That's just my opinion. There she is. All propped up. Is she alive? I don't think so. That's my opinion also. I do not think so. With the discoloration around her forehead and her fingernails and everything, I don't think so. I think these three right here had a very dark, dirty, deep secret about June 15th, 2021. And I think Allison kept her mouth shut because her son was involved. And I think that, they ended up at Fred and Laura's house down there. Candace did, after she got back to the house, took the video, got back to the house, dropped Granny off, gave the boys a chance to see their sister. She went down to Fred and Laura's. I believe that is where Summer became missing out of the car. I believe that's where Summer was taken, was by Fred and Laura. I think Summer was taken out of Ben Hill Road by Fred and Laura. Chad Arnold came in and caught Candace's ass down there right after Fred and Laura had just left. There was no Summer in the car. Where did Summer go? Well, she had no time to go anywhere except with Fred and Laura, if you ask me. That's my opinion. I think somehow Cotton Simpson somehow got involved in this. I think Cotton Simpson somehow found out some things. And I think he became a bugaboo because he was addicted to, the same stuff that Fred was. And I think he started showing up at Fred's too much and became a bugaboo with what he did know. And he had, he had to be disposed of. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Seeing that Fred didn't pass the lie detector's test on whether he offed this guy or not. That's my opinion. Does this right here look like a grieving freaking mother? Does this look like a grieving mom to you? I don't look like no damn grieving mom to me. This bitch ain't ever looked like a grieving mom. What she's looked like is a lying bitch from day one. That's what she's looked like to me. That's my opinion too. And this cowardly piece of shit right here, Don Wells was hiding. He had other people do the dirty while his ass hid. He was hiding. He was hiding at work, waiting for it all to be done. His ass wasn't about to come home. He wasn't about to come home till everything was over. This little girl paid the price. She paid the price for a bunch of freaking sick individuals to gain whatever the hell they gained off of doing what they done to her. She paid the price. And that's what happens. Children pay the price. Little children do. Oh, I do believe they did. I believe they sold her to different people until something really bad happened. And they couldn't sell her no more because they couldn't get her fixed. They were going to go to jail. They were going to go to jail. They didn't sell her into no trafficking. They had been up there. Like Jody Sue said, go ask Andy what he was given, what he was selling to Candace to sedate those little girls, not just Summer, but other little girls too. And we know there was other little girls up there, a whole lot of other little girls. And when Jody Sue said this, it was at a time when she was mad as hell at Andy because he just put a ring on another thing and didn't ever put one on her. And she really wanted to put him in his place with some shit she knows. And that's why she said it. She tried to put the fear in him with the truth. With the truth. Of course they were, selling her. But not like off to someone to not bring her back. The day that Dudley seen her come out, passed out, got in a car, I think they was going somewhere that day. They was taking her somewhere that day, I believe, to be bothered. I think Don Wells, sleeping in his birthday suit with her every night, was bothering her. That's my opinion. I believe he was. And I think others was bothering her too. A lot of other people. Don Wells said that he sold a videotape of someone doing bad things to his daughter. And him and Candace laughed and laughed and laughed about that videotape. Right? I mean, that was a mission. That right there was a mission that they had been trafficking their own daughter. Put a 1 in the chat if you think I'm right. I think it was a mission. I mean, they should have been arrested and put in prison for saying that. I don't know when you could say that out here in public and get away with it. If any of us would have said that, if any of us would have went on there and said that, oh man, I'll tell you what, our asses be in jail right now. We'd be in jail right now. Let it be true or not. If one of our kids were missing and we said something like that in open air, our asses would be in jail. We'd be in jail. But not Don and Candace. Ain't that weird? Ain't that weird that they don't seem to be getting thrown in prison for admitting that they trafficked their child? Just saying. Matter of fact, I don't even think law enforcement went up there and asked them about it. I don't think that law enforcement even went and asked them about it. I think there's something really shady in this case. Because the average person wouldn't be getting away with what the Wells already have. Just saying. Put a 2 in the chat if you agree with me. The average person wouldn't have got away with the shit they've already done. No way. That's true. That is true. Just saying. Summer wasn't ever removed, and she wasn't ever in North Carolina. Summer was not ever in North Carolina, getting removed from nothing. That I don't know where people are talking, saying stuff like that. Summer was in Tennessee. The only time Summer was outside of Tennessee is when they went to pick up that bus. When they went to pick up the school bus, she was up in Wisconsin. But other than that, those kids were confined to Tennessee. So I don't know where Carolina's coming in at. But this child right here paid the price. He paid the price for a bunch of sickos up there in Ben Hill Road. A bunch of assholes to come out here and play a bunch of dirty damn games. Do nothing but lie. And all they can do to try to destroy her case so it cannot ever be solved. And their asses could be safe. Just the way it is. It's the way it is. Something real dirty, real dirty about that case. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, you guys. But the child always pays the price. These sickos do not, there is people that value their dog or their cat more than these people value their children. Just saying. And that's pathetic. That's pathetic if you ask me. What did PG get for Valentine's Day? Does anybody know what PG got for Valentine's Day? Well, I'll tell you what I got. I got a puppy. Yeah. My fiance thought that it would be a great idea to get PG a puppy. Now, don't get me wrong. I love puppies. I do. I love little puppies. But I'm a very busy person. I'm very busy. So, but he thought it was a great idea to get me a puppy. And I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I thought it was so beautiful. You know what? I decided we're going to have shared custody. Right? I mean, he picked it up. He thought it was a good idea to have, to give me a puppy. I thought it was a great idea to share custody with him. Yeah. He don't like shared custody. He doesn't like it. But I think it was only fair. Right? I thought it was only fair that he stays up a few nights hearing all that whining, right? All that. Yeah. I thought it was only fair that he gets to worry a little bit, right? What's going on here? Is this thing okay? Right? Oh, missed the potty pad. Missed the potty pad. Who's going to clean that up? Yeah. Well, it's missing the potty pad at his house, too. Probably right now. Right? And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I hope he thinks before he gets another bright idea. Like I told him, baby, it's your week. It's your week. I had it last week. I put up with all that. Your turn. But right there, dear God, let this candle be the light of prayers that leads to finding all missing children upon this earth. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. We need a guiding light. We need a guiding light to lead us to where these children are. We need God. We need His Son. We need that Holy Spirit. We need all of them to work together to help us find this baby. Just like they work together to save us, right? From the depths of hell. We need them to help us find these children, to let us know what happened to them, so that everyone can get closure. And these babies, if they're not with us, can rest in peace. Now, I think we pretty much know the story of what happened to Summer. What we've been looking for is, where is she? And Andy Bernard, Andy may have helped us know where she's at. Maybe his conscience is getting to him. Maybe he wants her found so she could be laid to rest. Right? Maybe he wants her found. Maybe he's the one out of that whole group that has a conscience. Maybe he wants to save his soul. Right? Maybe he wants to save his soul. Maybe he's the one that wants to make it into the pearly gate. I wouldn't doubt that. Andy don't seem to be that bad of a person. He is with this new woman. He has changed a lot since he was on Ben Hill Road. Maybe he wants closure. Maybe he wants closure. And I think what he's saying should be took serious. I think what Andy is saying should be taken serious. I think they should be looking in the cemetery for Summer. That's my opinion. If you agree, put a 1 in the chat. Because that's what I truly believe. Yeah. That's what I believe too. I believe it should be taken very seriously. I think Andy may be looking for closure in all of this. You know, and I do believe he's got a conscience. And I think I think he wants Summer found. I think he wants this to be over. And so do we. Yeah. And they can't move her. They can't move her from out underneath. There's no way they can move her. If she's underneath that, if she is in that hole underneath all of all the stuff they put in there. I mean, there's no way. There's no way. I mean, absolutely no way. No way that no way they got her back out of there. I mean, they put a big vault. They put a big vault down in there first. Then they put the casket in there. Right? I mean, and then they put, this casket is inside this vault. Then they put the lead on. They put the vault in, the casket in, the lead on, then they put all the dirt in. There's no way in hell they're going to get her back from there. So if law enforcement goes out there and exhumes all of that, she's going to be there. She is going to be there. There's no moving her from there. No way in hell they can move her from there. Just can't do it. So I think it needs to be looked into. Oh my God, Josie wasn't even around. Who's Josie? Are you talking about Summer's brother? Josie moved her. If you're talking about Summer's brother, Josie, the oldest boy, that there's no way in hell a little boy his age can move anything. There is no way that little boy can move her. I don't believe that. This was grown ass people that did what they done to Summer. These kids were not involved any way, form, or how. These kids were not involved any way, form, or how. Matter of fact, I seen Don Wells when he was talking to the news station. He had his hand on Josie, the oldest boy. He took him with him, and he had his hand on him. And Don took that boy with him because Don Wells wants to look good in front of the cameras. Don took that boy to soften the blow to the public and to the news and to everyone. He took that boy to gaslight the shit out of everyone. Like, I'm some kind of good dad. I got this young boy, he did it, for show, nothing but show. And he has his hand on that boy, and Don Wells is talking. And while Don Wells is talking, Don Wells said something about, he said something about, let me think back, because I just watched it not too long ago. But Don Wells, I believe, said something to the effect about, how they have all of these bad people coming in and out of Ben Hill Road, and talking about, people, really bad drug people and stuff like that, and dealers and what. And I took note that this little boy turned his head and he looks up at Don Wells like, what the hell are you talking about? Put a 1 in the chat if you took note to this boy looking at Don Wells in that video. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Because I did. I took note of that child stare up at his dad like, you're a liar. I did take note of that. So for me to believe Josie had anything to do with any of it, oh, hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. Because I seen that child. And that child stood there, and that kid was feeling he kept his head down, embarrassed as hell of Don Wells and all of Don Wells' lies. He knew everything that was coming out of his dad's mouth was pure bullshit, to the point he even looked at him. No. That little boy wasn't moving nobody. If he knew where his sister was, he'd tell. He'd tell it. That's my opinion. From what, I observed, what I have observed. Just saying. The body wouldn't be, they would see when they dug. What happens is, if you want to put someone, like if you want to get rid of someone where they won't ever be found, what you do is, if you know that they've just dug a fresh, they're going to be burying someone, then you off the person at the time. I'm not trying to educate nobody here. Just let me get that straight. But in places like that, if you know there's going to be a funeral in a couple of days, you can make people disappear, as in go out there, just dig a little deeper. Just dig a little deeper, because it's all fucked up and messed up dirt anyway. So you just go out there, you dig a little deeper, about 1.5 2 feet down, depending on the size of what you want to put in there. If it's like a bag of potatoes, then you only have to dig maybe 2 feet down, right? 2.5 feet at the most. You put the bag of potatoes in there. You cover it all back up with that dirt, stomp on it, smooth it out a little, and you climb the hell out of that hole. Usually you don't even have to climb out, because they have an incline where, they dig themselves up and out of it. So it's easy to go in and out, because you got the incline coming up one side for the person to come out of, that gets down in there and, and messes around anyway. So, especially in old places like that. So, you just come on up out of there. And then when they go to put the person down, they'll come and drop the vault on there. And then the next thing you know, they drop the person in there and the lead in there, and then they cover it up. And who's going to ever go looking for that unless someone tells. Unless someone tells. And what I'm saying, if you were the only one that bagged and dragged, then there's no one to tell on you but yourself. But in this case, I think there's many people that can tell. I think there's many people that can tell, because I think the wells involve too many people in this. So there's a lot of people with knowledge that can tell. And at some point, I think they will. And maybe Andy is right now in a roundabout way. He says, I think she's over there in Morrison Cemetery in that big hole that, was dug up around the time she came up missing. Well, that needs to be looked into. And if she is, somebody needs to go to prison, right? Simple as that. Simple as that. I mean, it's only complicated if you want to make it that way. I mean, no matter what you face each day, it's only complicated if you make it complicated. You can make things easy or you can make them hard, right? I see some people grab their head and say, oh my gosh, I got to clean this house. And they get all stressed out. Well, they made it complicated. You know how to uncomplicate it? Say, hey, time to turn on some music and get to work, baby. One room at a time. One room at a time, right? And before you know it, you clean the first room, it's beautiful. You walk out of it, you clean another one, it's beautiful. You walk out of it and you enjoy the work. You enjoy the work that you've done. You get to turn around and you get to be proud of yourself because you just turned a mess, into something beautiful. And it don't take long to get it done. But if you want to make it complicated, it will be. You want to grab a hold of your head, scream, and I don't know where to start. Well, how about starting in one room and work your ass through the house, right? Nothing is complicated unless you make it that way. People say, oh, I got dishes everywhere. Well, you made it complicated when you didn't keep up with your dishes, right? When you dirtied the first dishes, you should have rinsed them down the garbage disposal or raked them off in the garbage, rinsed them off and put them in your dishwasher if you got one. If you don't got a dishwasher, well, you should have took time to wash up those few dishes, put them back away, wipe your counter and say, hey, baby, I'm not going to have a stack of dishes all over the place, right? That's going to make me want to freaking cry or find a trash bag big enough to hold them all, right? You don't do that. You clean as you go, right? You clean it as you make the mess. You make a mess, clean it up. Make a mess, clean it up. It's only complicated if you let it be complicated. Now, I'll tell you something. I got a daughter. I do got a daughter. And my daughter's a freaking mess. She's a freaking mess. I mean, this girl can't make a can of soup without it being on the countertop, on the freaking stove, in the freaking cooker, running down the sides of the cooker. I usually think you would, stir soup with one spoon, but for some reason there's all kinds of spoons and shit with the soup on it. Like she got a new spoon every time she stirred it or something. I don't know. And then she walks the hell out, right? She walks out and leaves it there. I say, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to go enjoy my bowl of soup. You're going to go enjoy your bowl of soup? Yeah. I'm going to tell you what you're going to enjoy. You're going to enjoy cleaning this mess up while your bowl of soup cools down, right? Because you made this mess. Oh, you're not cleaning it up? What the hell do I look like? Right? What do I look like? It take a month of Sundays to clean this shit up. I mean, one can of soup, I ain't ever seen nobody make a mess like that with a can of soup. And let me tell you, honey, you don't want her to make a salad. You do not want my daughter to make a salad. There is more salad in the freaking floor and the countertop, and I don't even know how the hell it got in the sink. But there is salad everywhere. I'm surprised when there's some left in the bowl. That's my daughter, straight up. That child is a nightmare in the kitchen. Hey, Sad Eye, super sticker. I appreciate that, girl. I appreciate that. God bless. Yeah. LOL, PG. I'm not lying, man. I'm not lying. Like she has made quite a few messes here lately. She just been getting into this I don't know what it is. Some kind of cooking thing, some kind of, she wants to get in the kitchen now. And it scares me. It scares me. I'm like, I told her, I'm like, in the future, honey, in the future, you are going to be that person that grabs a hold of your head screaming, where do I start? Your kitchen going to be a mess. Your kitchen going to be you're going to walk out. You're going to walk out from one mess, come in, make another mess. I told her, I said, you're going to have that kitchen that, whoa, look like one of them damn restaurant kitchens at the end of the night, when all the dishes piled up. Yeah. And then she has the audacity to say, well, ain't you going to be living with me? What do you mean, am I going to be living with you? I live with you now. No. Like when we're all grown up and you get old. Who the hell you calling old? I'm not saying that you're super old now, but like in the future, when you're old and you ain't you gonna be living with me? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be living with you when I'm freaking super old so I can what? Wash all your dishes, keep your house clean. Yeah. I'm gonna run around with my freaking cane and clean your house, right? I just put a broom on the end of my fucking cane. Make sure I keep a freaking dishcloth on top of it, right? And that way I can run through your house, sweeping and wiping everything down. Come on. Am I going to live with you? Hell no. Hell no, I ain't going to be living with you. You too dirty for me. You can't even make a can of soup, right? Without dirtying everything up in the kitchen. What was wrong with the first spoon you stirred that shit with? Right? What was wrong with the first spoon? I don't even know. That's my daughter. She make you crazy. She be doing all kinds of other stuff too. And I'm still a little bit upset about, I'm still a little bit upset, when she stole my bedding and threw some stuff on there that I don't even know where it came from. I'm still thinking about that. I'm like, dang, and I want to live with you. Come on. He does some silly things. Well, no body, no murder scene. Giggles. I'm going to tell you something. And let me go back here. Let me go back here for you. Let me go back here for you, hon. I think right here, look at the size of this baby's head, how blue it is. If you look at her fingernails, you can see that, they're all blue and looking weird too. I think that you know where the scene was. I think you know where the scene happened. Right there. Now, no body, you're right. But I think when it comes to where the scene was, in my opinion, right at that swimming hole was the scene. And I think we know where the scene was because of the video that was taken right after the scene. So, can't say there's no scene. I think there's a scene. Even law enforcement, Pruitt even came out and it tried to be in a very nice way, letting people know they're not looking for a living summer moon Utah Wells. They're looking for an on-living summer moon Utah Wells. And he even said, I believe she's somewhere close in that area. Well, Morrison Cemetery is real close. Right? Morrison Cemetery is real close. You could throw a rock. You could probably throw a rock and hit it. It's that close. So, I think they're right. I think they're right. Giggles, why don't you come up here and say that to me? Why don't you come up here and say that to me? Why don't you do that? Why don't you bring your salty ass up here? Matter of fact, I'm going to send you the link. Take the link and bring your salty looking ass on up here and say that to me. Instead of sitting back here like a fucking coward in the chat talking shit. Why don't you do that? Why don't you bring your nasty ass up here on the screen? I'm up here, bitch. I'm waiting on you. I ain't going nowhere. I got enough ass to be up here. Why don't you bring that ass up here? Bring it on up here. Got to see your ugly face. Oh, so you call yourself Snaggles. Snaggle? Is that Snaggletooth? Let me see your Snaggletooth ass. Come on, show your ugly ass fucking face. Yeah, just like I thought. Freaking Snaggletooth as hell. Ugly as fuck. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You just sitting there running your fucking mouth. Do you even got any teeth? Smell. Let me see if you got teeth. I don't think you do. You don't look like it.
Wait.
Oh, dear Snaggles. Dear Snaggles.
I mean, let's go.
What do you got to say?
What do I have to say? I have questions.
Can't hear you, butt nasty.
Why are you picking on me, Mama?
Can't hear you. Talk louder. Talk louder. You stick that finger in your ass. Talk louder. You got something to say? Say it.
Yeah, I do actually. Are you good? I'm not
Say
shouting
it.
on you. What the fuck? Are you good? You're in the show. I'm in the show. Can you see me? Come on. I'm not trying to pick on you or anything. So, well, I have questions and whatnot. You and I have been on this case for like a long time since like I guess day one, right?
I can't hear you, man. I can't hear you.
All right.
You got to turn your shit up. No, now you mute it.
I did. I was checking. Anyway, fuck. I don't know what you want me to fucking say. What is it? All right, can you hear me now?
Barely. Barely.
Why? Did one of your
Why can I not hear you?
I don't
Fuck,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to talk to you though. It's so fucking interesting.
You need to turn your volume up.
The volume? Oh, hold on. All right, better.
Yeah, well, that's a little better, yes.
All right. So, what are your thoughts now, Mama? What do you think?
You heard what I thought. I've been up here all fucking night telling what I think.
No.
What do you think?
Damn, there's so many questions, right? I have a feeling that a lot of people are like trying to divert like the idea of everything that's happening. I think it's weird. I think people are trying to just make it not make sense. You did hear what I said about Jose and whatnot, right? Remember that guy, Jose, like the whole thing. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know. It's getting me. I sent you pictures too. Did you get them, Mama?
What?
Did you get the pictures that I sent you?
Who are you?
Well, I'm Shits and Giggles. How are you? I know who you are. I don't have to ask.
Hey, I'm bringing you up.
Do I? Well, I mean, sure. I tried. Like
No,
earlier.
I'm talking to someone else. You close the camera if you want.
Well, I guess I think Hi. I tried doing that earlier.
Oh, she wasn't talking about you closing the camera.
Yeah, I didn't close my camera. I don't know why you're not letting me. Like, I don't know why it came up. I'll give you a heads up.
Okay, but anyhow, how do you know so much about Summer?
Me?
You're saying
I've
all
been
this
there.
stuff. You believe she's alive? She hears you,
I hear you.
but you're in that damn chat talking about Summer like you know all the shit that's going on. Excuse my language, Mama
I've been there
PG.
from 13 seconds into a what is it? So I used to have, and I no longer do. I had a what do you call it? Scanner radio, and they were talking about a missing child. And then Summer Wells came up, and the first thing that well, I'll tell you, the first thing they said, Mom went on a walk.
Speak up, dear Lord, or turn your volume up.
And I'm trying to be cool here. Anyway, so yeah, you know, like the Summer Wells case and whatnot. Dude, I don't know why. Whatever. Jump on my dick over this. But yeah. I'm a huge fan of like Scanner Radio. I don't know if you know. You know what
Yeah,
that
we
is?
know Scanner Radio. Yeah, please
Yeah.
Scanner. Yeah, please Scanner. Yeah.
Oh, girlfriend, don't fucking placate me right now. I'm trying to be cool and shit. Don't
You
placate
wasn't
me.
being too cool in the chat when you tell people to shut the F up about cemetery when that's what Andy's saying and where Summer is. Why would you
Yeah,
want people to shut up
whatever.
about? Why would you want people to shut up about the place she may be? Why would you do that? Do you live in Tennessee?
I don't think I would ever
Yeah,
say
she
that.
lives close to the people at the hill.
What? The Ben Hill? Yeah, that's totally not me. I don't think I would ever be a dickhead in that aspect, if you will. It's weird. Where did all your like cohorts go?
Do you know? Do you know Dom Wells? Do you know Candace Wells? Do you know any of
I know
them?
of them.
Okay, you know of them. Do you know Fred Hill? Do you know Laura? Are you associated with any of these people?
I'm associated with the aspect of like the whole entire case. I know that Fred is married to Ziggy. I was number 7 of her subs, if you will. That's how close.
She was her mod.
Do what? I'm not a mod. I'm not a mod at all. No,
Mm.
I'm not a
Or is
mod.
it Jody Sue's?
Do what?
Do you go to
Are you?
Jody Sue's chat?
Why are you trying to do, dude? What are you trying to do with me?
We're just trying to
Asking you a
ask
question.
you. We're just trying to ask you, are you affiliated? Do you know any of these people on Ben Hill Road personally? Do you know anyone that lives on Ben Hill Road?
No.
Have you ever talked to anyone?
Yes.
You've talked to the people on Ben Hill Road?
Yep.
Like who, for instance?
That would. I'll keep that to myself for now.
You'll
I
keep that
am
what?
not involved with the disappearance of Summer Rose. All I do know is July 16th, I found out there was a child missing.
July 16th. That was a month after. That was like 1 month and one
No.
day after.
June 16th. No. What's really funny? God, that's weird. What is it? Juneteenth? Juneteenth. I'll never forget that day because I found out that day that a child was missing. Juneteenth. I'll never forget that day. And then the next day, I got alerts on my, what is it? So scanner radio and whatnot. I listened to that the whole goddamn, dude. I've been listening. I'm not gonna lie. I've been listening to that scanner since then. Like the tap down, it went, it kind of slowed down a little bit.
What made you find your way into our chat tonight? I mean, like,
I don't know. I think I don't know. I might have been invited. I don't know. If anything,
Mr. Anonymous, you got to show your face.
oh shit. I mean, who? I'm not anonymous. I don't know. I'm not anonymous. Anyone that's been here on the case should know who I am. I don't think you're talking to me. But yeah, I've been on this case for decades. I feel like it's I feel like it's decades. Juneteenth is when this all started. I actually looked forward to something happening. Because God forbid, something always happens on Juneteenth. And it was like maybe 6 hours later, I heard on scanner radio about a little girl that went outside, and then the mom went for a walk, and then all of a sudden she went for a run. They couldn't figure that shit out. You probably don't even remember that, but I was there for that. And then dad was at work, and then I don't know if you guys are here, that would be interesting. The Dawn, I think Dawn. Now that I look back to it, father was on the phone the whole fucking time with mom, looking for little Summer, right? Running down the hill and whatnot. And then the little boys. I'll tell you exactly what happened. The boys were playing video games. Summer went down and played with her toys. I totally remember all this. I was there day one. I was there. She went down and played with her toys. Right? Yeah, I totally
Did you go out? Did you volunteer to help search for Summer? Did you go out looking
I
for
wish I
Summer?
could. Oh, I wish
Did
I could. Thank you for asking. It makes me feel bad, but no, I'm not that close. I wasn't that close. I'm in Massachusetts.
I thought you lived in Tennessee. I thought you lived close to there.
No, I'm in Mass.
What?
In the chat, didn't you say Cummings or CMONS or something like that?
I'm sorry. Say again.
You said you live close to some neighbor, CMONS or something like that.
I live close to the parents. Um, let me slow down. So, I don't know if you guys know this. Please write this down. Summer's grandfather died February, what is it, like 3rd, I think? What is it? What is it? Kenneth James Bly. His birth home is in Springfield, Mass. I live there. I live in that town. Close. Kenneth James Bly. That would be Candace's father. It would be Candace's ex-husband.
Candace's father lives in Wisconsin.
Right, they moved. The birth town is Springfield, Mass. Yes. Right. He died in February. I think I want to say February 3rd or something. And then short days later, Summer went missing. Correct. I don't know if you know this. Look up Kenneth James Bly's funeral service. It's online. I don't know if you guys know that. Mary, Rose, all the family members, the sisters of I gotta be careful. Kenneth James Bly, daughters, including Candace, was one of them that lived there. Whoa, that went to the funeral. Look it up. You think I joke? I do way too much research. It's fucking insane.
Mama PG does all of her research.
Yeah, I do a lot. It's crazy. It sucks that I know too much. Yeah, Kenneth James Bly. He was born in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is where I live, right? There's Mary, there's Rosie. They were all at the funeral. And then right after that, which I thought was so ironic, all of a sudden, Summer was not there at the funeral, by the way. Give you a heads up on that if you want to write that down. She was not there. Neither was Dawn. Neither was Candace. Neither was his ex-wife, Grandis, at the funeral. Write it down, bro. You don't think I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah.
Dawn's ex-wife is Pam Wells.
Pam is his last wife. Yes, they have 2 children. Their children were at the funeral. Correct. Yep. All right. Yep.
Was you at the funeral?
No, but you can watch it online. It might still be there. I was watching it.
You was watching?
The irony, when I found out Summer went missing, the first thing I found was the funeral of James William. What is it? Kenneth James Bly. That was insane. I don't know why that was so. Whatever.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying, February 3rd.
Oh my God. I don't know what the fuck she's
then-
on, but I don't want none. I don't want none.
Don't blame you.
I can't do her. I can't
Not
do
only
her.
that, no, and not only that, Jose was gone way before Summer came up missing. What crackhead?
Yes. Jose was gone almost. He was gone about almost a year before Summer came up missing.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
That's who she was talking about in chat.
He left in September of 20. Summer came up missing June
15th. Yep.
2021. Jose left September of 2022. So, or 2020. She came up missing 2021.
2020. Yep.
It was 2020 that he was up there. So it was like, damn, he'd been gone for almost, like I said, almost a year, about 8, 9 months he had been gone.
Yeah.
And not only that, but Jose also came up unalived once people figured out where he was, which was really weird as well. He came out to talk about Summer, to help Summer. And the next thing you know, like a lot of other people, Cotton, Allison, Leslie,
All unalive.
you know, I can, you know, Marlena Crawford's dad, who I'm sure knew a lot of stuff. You know, all of these people online, right? You know, I just find it really strange. And did you notice that, you know, the thing about Marlena Crawford's dad, you know, he had a little granddaughter that was hanging up there on that hill as well, right? And he could have been getting suspicious on a lot of things. And, you know, because he ended up on a live too. And the funny thing I find is Fred, you know, keeps telling me that Don Wells takes these rides, and he takes these rides around this particular loop. And in this particular loop, which, you know, is like this dirty back road, in that particular loop is where Marlena Crawford's mother and them reside. You know, so what is Don Wells doing going over there all the time?
Don't know. Weird. Very, very weird.
Right. You know.
No,
you gotta wonder.
Yeah, when she kept talking shit about Summer.
Right. I think I put up with this lady before. I think, you know, she looks really familiar to me. I think early on, you know, I had some dealings with her. And
I believe you did. I think it was a couple months when you started. Like when you first started about Summer, but a couple months after that.
Right. You know, she looked familiar. She, you know, that fucking background of hers looked familiar too. Because I think I remember
and she kept talking to somebody. She's like, "You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful." And I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Right? It's like,
is she the one who went in Noelle's house after Candace? Crazy one?
They try to say it was that Tiffany Marie.
That's what I thought, but I was thinking it was her.
That's who Don and Candace was saying it was. They said it was Tiffany Marie. She denied ever going. But I don't know. I don't know who it was. I don't know. It might have just been some made up shit.
Right? I don't know, but I'm proud of Miss Justice in Australia because they had enough of this woman.
I'm going to tell you. She's still in the back chat wanting to come back up and talk some more. Listen, honey.
I'll let you go if you want to deal with her.
I don't. Hey, girl, listen. I'm not going to deal with her. I don't know what the fuck she's on, but I don't want none.
No, right? I don't want it either.
I don't want none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit. I'll stick to my brownies. No. I don't need none of that. But
prayers, love you, Mama PG. Prayers to you and your family. Prayers to all you out there listening. Thank you for support.
Yeah, I'm like, she's acting like, you know, she looks like what they would hang around with, right? She looks like what they socialize with. I just found it kind of weird that, you know, she was freaking out over the cemetery thing. You know, that was very disturbing to her. If this is where the child is, it needs to be looked into, and it looked like she was trying to deter that. I didn't like that much.
No, she was trying to distract something somewhere.
Right. She, you know, she wants to take the focus off on Candace's dad, and the dad burial place or something, which is in a whole different state somewhere else.
Yes.
You know, I was like, what the fuck? And we know that they ain't been there. We know they ain't been there, you know, during the time Summer disappearing and even afterwards, we know they wasn't there. Unless she knows something we don't. because Grandis did fly out of there. Grandis did fly
Yep.
out of there, and no one was keeping an eye on Grandis. So unless this lady knows something
She might know something.
about Grandpa's burial place that we don't, you know,
Right?
that might want to be. We might want to look into that. We might want to look into where
Might have to
Grandpa's
hold
at.
on to it.
What kind of place is it? Is it possible you could go out there in the middle of the night and dig and not be seen? We might want to look into that.
Yes.
Yeah. She might have brought up a good point.
Yep. Maybe we ought to keep her on a string and keep pulling a little bit. You know how to boot it, Mama.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. I mean, she
I,
says there's kind of video out here somewhere with, this place and the people who were actually in attendance that day and all the stuff. So, it might be a good idea to research and find this. I mean, would
yes.
Grandis go out there and dig up her old man and possibly put Summer there? It's,
Could have.
so she couldn't, and that's why they might feel so great that, so convinced that Summer ain't going to be found. Possibility.
Right.
I want them to find that car that Fred Hill scrapped in and around the
Yes.
time
And you
zone.
can't find it. And it's like we need a VIN number or something.
Because he could have took that vehicle over to Cotton's house and left it there till this all was cooled down, and Grandis could have picked it up from there and hauled it on out of state as well. We don't
Right.
know.
And she said where'd she say at? Memphis or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Glad that. Yeah.
So
And that's where Grandis stays.
right. So and I know that place up there where she stayed at was a really low, real low, kind of like the slums. It had a big
Right.
old river track going down through it, and you could tell, a lot of undesirable people around there. It's one of the lower end areas. You could tell that. And places like that, it might be very possible, if the man's somewhere in a place like that, it's very possible that you could do something like this. I don't know.
Right.
It is worth looking into. It's worth
It'll
looking
have to be
into.
looked into. Yes.
Right. Maybe that's what this woman was, leading to. I don't know. I still think Morrison Cemetery needs to be looked into since Andy's talking about it. I think Andy would know a lot. I think Andy would know a lot more than this lady would. That would be
And
my
it drives me
first.
crazy. Right. And it drives me crazy. He rides around with Ryan and, takes him certain places or to
Right.
different places. Weird.
Right.
Like he's throwing him off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. But I do think that I think Andy's got some type of, it could be weighing on him. Maybe he wants this child found. Maybe he's telling where she's at. Maybe he's hoping people push to, get this searched into so that Summer could be found. I don't know. And we do need to get on law enforcement with this. We do need to try to get them moving. We do need to try to get, this checked off the list, and then we can move to, other scenarios to where she could be. The big thing is to find her.
Yes.
That's the big thing. So we just stay on it. We'll stay on it and keep moving forward. I'm going to tell you, you got to go through some real fucking nuts. Right?
Yeah. I don't know how you do it. You do great. Stay going.
I'm gonna tell you, hey girl, you was doing a good job when you came up. You was doing a good job. I gotta give you props.
She was making me mad. I'm like, God, you're talking so much shit. I can't understand you. And I felt bad because I was cussing about it. And I'm like, just tell us.
Yeah, like she was
Quit
going.
whispering. I don't know who she was talking to.
She was going big time. You know, she was going big time in the chat. She's still in the back, right there, doing this and doing that. Stick, man. I'm gonna tell you where you could do what you can do with that finger. You sit on it and spin, bitch.
There you
Straight
go.
up.
Spin, honey. Take your
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs elsewhere.
Yeah. Sounds like she likes to too. She knows how to do it. She's spinning. She's
Very
spinning.
weird. I'm gonna jump out so I can watch this crazy nut for a minute. I love you, Mama PG.
I
Prayers to
tell
you and
you,
your
girl.
family.
She crazy as fucking hell. All right. Prayers to you too, girl. God bless. I'm gonna
Love
tell
you
you
all.
this is rough. It's rough being up here, you guys. It is freaking rough. It will mess up your fragile little mind. God knows I got one. Um, but every day it's getting tainted by these people. Right? I'm freaking getting tainted by these people. God have mercy. Whoa. I don't know what sent me that one. This bitch is still here. I swear she's still fucking here. What the hell?
Anything. What's next? What? You can hear me?
What the fuck? What the fuck you want, man?
I don't want anything.
What do you want? What do you want?
I want clarity.
You want clarity. You gotta have clarity to get clarity. You know this, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Pray tell. What are your thoughts of clarity?
Wow. I was talking to you, but not anymore. I just kicked your ass again. Anyway, listen, y'all. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. You know, I gotta go sit on my freaking patio, and I gotta go sit out on my patio and mother freaking, you know, talk to a fatty. I gotta go talk to a fatty, you know, and see how that one goes. I gotta go out here and you know how it is. You guys know how it is. I gotta go out here and roll me a fatty and try to forget all the shit I just heard and seen. You know, I don't think it's going to do it. I don't think it's going to do it, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try. Right? So PG's going to head out of here, but not before I ask. Please, please, please keep those prayers going up for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Pray for this little girl. Pray for her. I think God's bringing, you know, all the truth to the light. I think he's bringing it to the light. We need to find her now. And let's just keep praying. Let's just keep praying that God lets us find her, you know. And he's talking about where, you know, possibly she could be. She might be there. She might be there, you guys. I don't know. But, you know, with God's help, I'm sure we can find her. So keep those prayers going up, because without him, we're not going to find her. So all glory to God, you guys. All glory, everything we learned is all glory to him, not us. We only can do what God allows us to do. We can only do. He uses us. We are his vessels. He uses us, and we can't do anything he don't allow us to do. So we got to pray that he allows us to find this little girl and get closure down here. If she's not with us, let's put her to rest. If she is, which I don't think so, but if she is, let's get her the help she needs to get through all of this, like her brothers as well. Do what we can do. But in my opinion, we're going to be laying her to rest. We're going to be laying her to rest, and I don't think under somebody else's stuff is a resting place. If she's there, that ain't a resting place. She deserves a place of her own. She needs to be put down like a princess she was, and still is. She needs to be put down. And everybody needs to know where she's at. And we all need to closure knowing that she's in the arms of Jesus Christ and she's going to be okay from this day forward. Right? We need to know these things. So keep those prayers going up for her. Keep them going up. Ask God to let us find this child. Let him know how much we need closure in this life over this case. Her brothers need closure. Summer's beautiful child. She deserves her own resting place. Not stuck under someone else's if she's there. May God be with her. Wherever that baby is, God be with her. Amen. Keep the prayers going up, you guys. Keep them going up for Sebastian Rogers. 1 year. 1 year already. I pray we don't get 4 years down the road with him. Looks like we might. I don't know. But we're already a year past him now as well. Michael Vaughn, let us pray for this baby. His mom needs closure more than anybody in the world. She needs closure. Let us pray that she gets the closure she needs. Let's pray that he gets found as well. A lot of evil people in this world. I wish more people would want to, find God and make it to a forever life. Like, a beautiful forever life with the Lord. But there's a lot of people, ain't thinking about that. They're doing a lot of evil, sinister things to these little babies. And we just got to pray that God lets us find them. That God gives us closure in all of these missing cases. It's not easy. I know it's not easy for none of you. I know it's not easy for PG. It's not, I know what you guys are dealing with right here. I know it ain't easy for none of us to be going through all of this. We start to love these kids like they're our own children. We start to care about them as much as we do our own. And we really want the best for them. We want them found. We want justice served. I understand how hard this is. And I'm going to tell you, I admire all of y'all for sticking with this the way you do. God bless you. God bless you. Keep praying for one another too, you guys. We're all going through a lot on this earth. It's not easy. It's not easy going through this life. It ain't easy getting up every single day doing all we do. We got a lot of our own things in the background going on, and we're still doing all of this. So pray for one another. Pray for the ones that need prayers. And thank God and pray for the ones that don't need them. If you don't need them, let us pray that you keep on not needing them, right? Let's thank God for everything. I pray that he's with all of us and that he answers all of our prayers in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. That's what I pray. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much love.